Hi friends, it's Peggy Noe from PrettyPaperCards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today to show you how to make a plush gold and white Christmas card. I think this is just so pretty, and I just wanted to show you the beautiful products that you can use to create it, because really it comes down to the products being so beautiful. So I'm going to show you this particular one. On the left has only one branch of leaves, and this one has two. So that's the difference between them, but otherwise they're exactly the same. So let's get started, and I'll show you how we're going to make it. We're going to start with a Whisper White cardstock card base, and it's been cut at 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches and scored at 4 1/4, and I'm going to burnish it there with my bone folder so that the fold is lays flat like that. Now the first thing that we're going to put on that I wanted to show you is this beautiful plush poinsettia specialty paper by Stampin' Up! Isn't that gorgeous? It's a vellum, and I'll have all the links down below the video for you. It's a beautiful vellum, and this on top is a little bit fuzzy. Can you hear that? Not too much, but it just makes this beautiful plush look. And we're going to adhere this. This piece is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to adhere it right here on the front. Now normally with vellum you have to be really careful because people can see the your adhesive on through the vellum, but with this you can't. It's got this beautiful pattern, and so you cannot see the adhesive, so you're free to glue it on with multi-purpose glue just like that. And now that's our first layer, and that in itself is so gorgeous. You could make some beautiful cards just using that as your base. Isn't that just gorgeous? Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put on a piece of this another beautiful item from Stampin' Up!, which is called the Forever Gold Specialty Paper, and it's laser cut, and I want to show it to you. It's on page 152 of the Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog, and there it is. You get let me see, 6 sheets, and 3 of them have the rectangular laser cut pieces, 6 rectangular laser cut pieces, and 3 sheets have all these different leaves and other cutouts. So today we're using one of the rectangular pieces that's been laser cut in its gold foil. And what we're going to do to start to make our card is we're going to take this More Beauty. This is metallic edge ribbon from Stampin' Up! It's very vanilla satin ribbon, and it's been edged with gold metallic, and it's just beautiful. And I'm going to tie a bow here. Now you could easily tie a square knot if you wanted to, or a knot, but I love the look of bows. So let me see, I'm going to make it into a bow here on the left hand side to leave room on the right for my sentiment. And the nice thing about this ribbon is it looks the same on the back and the front, so it's not like it has right and wrong sides, which I really appreciate when tying a bow. So let's see if we can get the bow tied here. We'll slip that under. Okay, pull it tight. And you need to work bows just a little bit to get them exactly the way you want them. There, I think that's good. And now I'm going to cut off the edges at an angle. Just like that. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to slide in our branch of leaves. Now, this is kind of a surprising die because it's from a die set by Stampin' Up! Called Birds and More. But I love this die for a card like this. One reason is that it's nice and tall, and the card we're making is in a portrait orientation. And also it has little berries if you wanted to color them if you should happen to cut this out with white or something. I didn't. I'm using the cardstock Pretty Peacock. But anyway, this beautiful leaf branch is from the Birds and More die set. And I'll have a link to that down below also. And I'm just going to tuck it in here. And you might wonder, how are you going to adhere that onto that laser cut gold? And here's what I figured out. I'm going to turn it upside down. And I'm going to use glue dots. Now I use my scissors to pick up my glue dots, and you could easily use the take your pick tool that Stampin' Up sells, but I like the scissors. And on the back of the laser cut paper, I am just going to press down the glue dot, and it will adhere to both the leaf and the laser cut paper. And then when we turn it around and put it on the card, it will also adhere to the card. And I think that's a pretty good way to get it to stick down. I'm going to do a little something else too, but this is the first thing I'm doing. I'm not going to put this under every leaf, but just maybe 5 little tiny leaves there. And that way my branch of leaves will be really well adhered to the gold laser cut paper. I don't know if you use your scissors or how you adhere things, how you adhere glue dots, but I've just kind of trained myself to do it this way. Everyone has their own little system. Okay, so there's our last one, I think. Let's get that down there. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and pull in my card base that has the plush paper on it. And now what I'm going to do is just go around the edges of the back of this beautiful laser cut sheet and put a very tiny row, very small, very thin, even little dots of the multi-purpose glue. You don't want to put too much because then it'll come out and, you know, make your card sticky on the front, which I really don't like. So we're just going to do this. It doesn't take very long. Thin line, and you don't even have to do it exactly on every spot. You can skip a little areas and just get a little bit of glue every so often. And this makes it really adhere to the plush, because remember that plush is some type of fabric. I can't tell you what it is, but it is some type of fabric. So I'm just going to put a little glue there, a little bit in that corner there. Oops, that might be too much. Okay, so now we're going to turn it over and just press this down right where we want it. Move it up a little bit. Okay, I think that's about good. Now the one thing is you do have to hold the edges a little bit. It takes a minute for that glue to get into that fabric, that plush fabric. So you do have to press down the edges. And then we're going to go back in as soon as that adheres a little bit, and we're going to make sure that our glue dots adhere really well. And you see that's working. It's now beginning to really set. It just takes a few minutes with the multi-purpose glue. And because we use such small dots, it's not coming out the front, it's not sticky, which is a good thing. That's what we want. Just going to press my hand down there, and that is adhered. Now I'm going to take my take your pick tool, and I just actually like the outside of this little cap because I can go through and press on these leaves. I don't remember where I put the glue dots, but I do know that they're in there somewhere, and if I press all along here, I'm bound to get them, right? So everything is now adhered. Isn't that nice? Oh, I just like it. It's so pretty. I just think it's elegant. You could use white leaves and have it for a wedding. It's just a beautiful card. Now I'm going to take a scrap of Whisper White cardstock, and you can see I've been doing this. I'm going to use some Pretty Peacock ink, which goes with the cardstock that I used over here for the leaves was Pretty Peacock, and that's what we love about Stampin' Up, is the color coordination of the ink and the paper. I'm going to ink up my stamp. And this stamp says Merry Christmas. Whoops, I think I got a little something there. I had already stamped this one, and I thought it was a little light, but I think I'll actually use it. There we go. Now this stamp, like I said, you could use it for this card for all kinds of occasions, like birthdays, anything. But I'm using this particular stamp, which is from the For Unto Us stamp set by Stampin' Up. It has beautiful sentiments, spiritual sentiments, traditional sentiments for Christmas, and I really like this Merry Christmas. And so I use that, and I'm going to punch this out with my 1.5-inch circle punch, which makes making cards so easy when you use a punch. And let's just see if I can try to get that all nice and straight. Okay. And now what we're going to do, that was the back side, is I'm going to adhere this right over the ribbon and onto the card. In fact, I may just raise it up a little bit because I might do it just like that because of the position of the bow this time. You know, we have to just go with the beauty of the bow. Let's see if I should put it outside or in. I think I like tucking it in. I'm going to use just a couple of mini Stampin' Dimensionals to adhere this to my card. It really only takes about 2. And I'm just going to tuck that right in under there and adhere. And now, just to finish it off real pretty as a Christmas card, just a touch of red. These are real red rhinestones, and I'm just going to put one little rhinestone right up there to the left of the word Merry. And there's your card. Isn't that just so pretty? I think it's an elegant Christmas card that you could give to anybody. And I love the combination of the plush vellum and the gold. So I hope you enjoyed this card, and if you did, I hope you'll subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just hit subscribe there, and then you'll be able to see all the videos that I make. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.